Hello, lovely people, and welcome back to the Sanderson Show. Hope you're all well. As always, when we get behind the mic, please make sure to subscribe, comment, and like. Also, make sure you go ahead and click the links in the description to Luke's channel and Jamie's channel, and make sure you subscribe over there. Is John Jones still ducking Tom Aspinall? Fury versus Till kicks off at a press conference. Adesanya's next fight is in the works, and a little evaluation about Bo Nickal. Luke, Jay, UFC 309's in the books. How are we both doing this evening?
Not too bad. Apart from getting snowed in. Got snowed in. Work from home today.
You snowed in?
Yeah, the whole country apart from London had snow.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's bro. I don't know about you, Jay, doing a school run this morning, bro.
They were all ill this morning, so I had a line.
Oh, you are lucky. Obviously not wishing the kids to be ill. I hope they
shattered. Yeah, I'm shattered, man. This weekend's killed me. I ain't gonna lie,
bro.
2 late nights in a row.
Yeah, over the last 2 weekends, it's been a mazza. And bro, doing the school run this morning, it was really rainy, but it was cold.
Yeah,
I had to put gloves on. I got in the car and it said 3 degrees. I was like, what?
Yeah, winter's here, man.
Yeah, it's going to be a madness. It's going to be an absolute madness. Boys, let's start with the main topic. John Bones Jones gets a definitive win over Stipe. Again, not surprised by the result. I do think he did look good, but I also think Stipe looked bad as well. So I don't want to take too much credit away from John, but I also don't want to go overboard with credit either.
Bad's nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Looking back at the fight week, I think I hate to say this because Stipe is such a legend. It almost felt as though we were sold too fast with Fury and Tyson and Jones and Stipe. Stipe is pretty much a retired fighter who even with a fight camp was still being a firefighter. Now I know he's done that in the past, but I mean, come on now. What's like? How are we piling so much praise onto Jones? And look, it felt as though people were really reaching because Stipe looked in physical condition. Bro, we've all been around guys who've gone to the gym and again, not being arrogant here. I've trained with guys way bigger than me, way better aesthetically looking, and couldn't do anything to me, whether it be jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, or anything. Looks of how someone looks only tells half the story, maybe not even half the story in martial arts. You look at Jones, you look at Stipe, you'd think, oh, Stipe looks way more of a better fighter, when in reality, Jones is the better fighter. You look at Jones's legs and think, oh, guy can't throw a hard kick. He kicks people and no one wants any part of it. So it almost felt as though we were sold wolf tickets this weekend with the with the Jake Paul and Tyson fight, and then the Stipe and Jones fight. It just felt as though everyone was doing their best to sell the fight, especially some of the content creators who work for the UFC. It was just like, I can kind of see through it. And look, maybe I'm saying this in hindsight, but I think you guys all know, leading up to the fight, I never wavered once. I always said Jones is going to win easily. I thought it'd have been over a round earlier. But guys, coming out of the fight, in the ring or the octagon, Jones said, we're going to give you fans what you want. Hopefully we'll come to an agreement. Everyone straight away said, oh, it must be the Aspinall fight. I think I said at the time he didn't mention Aspinall. And I think he didn't mention Aspinall for a reason. He mentioned Jesus. Look, I'm a Christian myself. I'm a Christian myself. So one thing I will say, and look, I know I shouldn't judge Jones, especially if I'm saying I'm a Christian. It's hard to take some of the things he says with his actions and what he also does say as well. And as soon as he went to the post-fight press conference, he said, yep, I want Alex Pereira. That's the fight I want. That will be more of a legacy fight. Never once has he said, if I'm fighting Alex Pereira, I want FU money. I don't think anyone's picked up on that. He's never once said, if I'm fighting Alex Pereira, who's extremely dangerous, got knockout power in both hands, I want FU money. But he wants FU money to fight with Tom Aspinall, who he's admitted is a bigger threat as well. Jay, I'm going to start with you. And then Luke, I'm going to let you cook, bro. Your thoughts on this Aspinall and Jones situation, and do you think we'll see them fight?
Yeah, we'll see them fight next spring. This is the greatest heel and babyface work I've ever seen in my life in UFC. It's beautiful. This is WWE storytelling. Look at Aspinall right now. He's literally the biggest babyface in the company.
Yeah.
Like, he's getting American fans cheering for him. New York fans are cheering for him. You know, this... I think Jones is not a stupid man. The risk to fight Aspinall is higher than it is to fight Pereira.
Yeah.
You know, him and Pereira are the same size. They literally are. They're the same size. You know, and look, we have to give it. John Jones's wrestling is at an elite level in MMA. So
crazy high.
You know, he will take Pereira down. If he takes Pereira down, John Jones is still, no matter his age, no matter how long he's been out of the cage for, he's still technically one of the best there is. So, you know, that's why he's not asking for the FU money for Pereira. You know, he sees it as another legacy fight because he would take the name of the biggest star in the company right now and have it on his rap sheet. So, but Aspinall, he knows for a fact, and I'm a big Jones guy, so I'm saying this. He knows for a fact that Aspinall can beat him. And if Aspinall beats him, you know, Aspinall's taking John Jones's legacy. So if he's taking John Jones's legacy, he wants to be seriously paid for it. So I can understand it. But again, it's just a bad guy doing bad guy things. that's what it is.
Can I just stick to one point you just said there? If Aspinall wins, he takes Jones's legacy. I might be on an island by myself when I say this. I actually think if Jones takes the fight with Aspinall, and even if he loses, unless he gets like put out early and real quick,
it could, yeah,
which could happen, but I doubt it would. I genuinely believe win, lose or draw, it actually bolsters Jones's legacy more than him not taking the fight.
It does, but I think if
even with a loss,
yeah, but I think if he loses to Aspinall, that'd be Jones's last fight.
Yeah.
So if that's his last fight, your memory of John Jones is getting flattened by Aspinall. So that's probably why he wants, you know, if he gets 20 million from that fight, it's like, I don't give a shit. You know,
plus he's admitted.
Hold on. Sorry again to cut you. If I say to you Chuck Liddell, what's the first thing you think of, Jay?
Gut. Nah, superstar. Yeah,
superstar. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
His last two fights, he got KO'd.
Yeah.
Luke, if I say to you, what do you think of Anderson Silva? What's the first thing you think of when you think of Anderson Silva? What is it?
First thing of Anderson Silva. Didn't he do the kick? The up kick? Or was that
front kick?
How many did Silva lose on the way out?
Do you know what the difference is? Do you know what the difference is, though, Cal?
Go on.
None of them are pricks. And the thing is, John Jones is really hated by now. Like, really hated. He's at a level that people, you know, when Prince Nazim lost to, I think his only fight he lost, yeah, right.
Pereira.
No one really know. When you talk about Naz now, you just talk about he lost that fight and he went home, and he never saw him again. And he gave up. Yeah.
I don't personally, but a lot
of people do, don't they? Because Naz was so cocky, even as a Brit, you wanted to see him lose because he was just so arrogant.
I love Nazim.
I think with John, he's just playing the. I think he knows what he's doing. He's playing the best bad guy in fighting combat sport right now, and Aspinall's the greatest good. This is Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes in UFC.
It is, yeah.
And Dana White's The Rock. Do you know what I mean? It's just, it's like they've taken that story and implanted it. I think it happens. I think it will happen. And I actually think Dana White wants it to happen as well. I don't think he's adamant he ain't giving him Pereira.
All right. Jay, very well said. Luke, I'm going to come to you now. We were speaking before the show started, and you made some really good points. Jones said he wants FU money. And Dana's also said he's not going to fight Pereira. Your thoughts on that situation and how you think it unfolds, and what you would do if you were Dana White?
Well, if I'm Dana White, I am giving him that FU money. I am giving him the FU money. The reason is, right, there has been a few times where fighters have demanded not FU money, but like FU circumstances to get certain fights they want. The one is Francis. We know what Francis wanted with regards to healthcare and stuff like that. And obviously, it all depends on what the fighter's relationship, who's demanding it, has with Dana at the time of asking. So with Francis, we knew that their relationship was fractured. Dana has openly admitted saying that he does not like doing business with him. Whether or not we think that's true or not is by the by. He's openly said does not like doing business with him. So that's probably one of the main reasons why that fight did not happen. And plus, John asked for FU money back then, which was 30 mil, right?
Yeah.
I said to you, Callum, behind the scenes, the only other fighter I can remember that asked for it was Henry Cejudo. Remember? Cejudo, double champ, retired, silent. Volk's got the third belt. Cejudo starting to pipe up saying, I want that third fight. I want the third belt. Sort of give me FU money for that particular weight to fight Volk. Dana comes out straight away, goes, not happening. Not happening. Cejudo would have to come back, win the belt, and then maybe I might consider it. Obviously, that never happened. Fight got shot down straight away. But Dana has openly said that he wants this fight to happen. Said it at the press conference, the winner should absolutely fight Tom Aspinall. And even post press conference, he's like adamant that this is gonna happen. Biggest heavyweight fight in UFC history. And that's why I think he's gonna give him FU money. Plus, I don't know whether or not you guys watch Tom Aspinall's YouTube channel about him, the build up to fight week. Look at the end when after he's had that meeting with Hunter and Dana. Look at the reaction after that meeting. Does that look like a guy that's not been told that you're going to get this fight or get to fight for the undisputed belt, which is pretty much guaranteed? He's going to fight for the undisputed belt, right?
Yeah.
His reaction afterwards, does that look like a guy who's not going to get the John Jones fight?
Yeah, he's getting it, man.
Because this is, as you said, Jamie, this is getting played to perfection. It's just whether or not the UFC are going to stump up the cash.
Yeah.
For it to happen. I think the one thing the UFC do need to do is that they need to be hard with this, like with the deadlines. They cannot, as Tom Aspinall rightly said, does not want this to be a Michael Chandler situation where he sat out for 2.5 years twiddling his thumbs because John Jones had got this division held up. Let him have Christmas off, relax, Thanksgiving and stuff like that after New Year's. If you're not willing to play ball for International Fight Week in July at the latest, that will keep Aspinall out of the cage for a year, strip him off the belt, get him to fight the winner of Gan Volkov for the undisputed belt, then we can go from there. And then whether or not Jones wants to do is silly BMF. If he wants his super fights with Jamal Hill, Derek Lewis, then he can go and have those fights over that sort of thing. So I do think they are going to give him FU money. Depends how much FU money is. Yes, he's got a lot of negotiating power because he said that he's willing to walk away like he did the last time. However, the UFC have got negotiating power as well. He's already locked into a very lucrative contract. Dana has openly admitted like he is well compensated, more than the figures that get released. I would imagine he probably made about 10 to 15 mil.
I don't know if he made that much.
I think he made at least 10 mil.
Probably 10. I don't know if I would.
Maybe right. I think Luke's right. I do think some of these fighters get more than Dana lets on that they get.
Yeah. Even like admitted, like after he lost to Jones, Dana gave him like $1 million.
Yeah,
he gave him $1
million. And he doesn't like acknowledging how much they get paid, does he?
Exactly.
I think you're right. I think Dana looks at this and thinks he looks at the heavyweight division right now, and there's no bigger fight that he could put on in 2025 than Aspinall John Jones. There's just none. You got, no one cared about like the main event last week. Everyone cares about this. You got and the way it's going at the way it's brewing, you've literally got the ultimate bad guy, the ultimate baby face. Everyone wants to see Aspinall, unless the series. I mean, I'm a John Jones fan, but I'd love to see Aspinall win, Aspinall Jones, it's just, and I still think it's a 50-50 fight as well. I still think it's a 50-50 fight because it will be the most tested John Jones has been for a long time, and it's also going to be the most tested Aspinall's probably ever been. So It's such a good fight, man. It's hard to call. They both got weaknesses in their game.
The
Both
narrative's
got
there as
major
well.
strengths. Yeah, they can both wrestle. They can both grapple. Aspinall's got the power, but John Jones is almost very impossible to hit.
Yeah.
So, and that's not. I'm not going to talk that about the Stipe fight because Stipe moved. He moved one
Yeah, I
foot
have
and
to
punched.
say,
So I'm not going
I,
to talk
I
about
have
that.
to say, Jamie, you said he's unhittable. Steve landed some pretty good shots on Jones.
I don't think nothing crazy though.
Yeah, nothing crazy. But considering old man Stipe, the way he was moving, he still landed a good few, shots on him. And when you think about it, if it was a younger, quicker heavyweight, Alain Aspinall, maybe he'd get a little bit more success. Like, look, that main event, I know I wanted Stipe to win, but that was off my own. And that was playing with my heart.
He was
Yeah.
never
Not
going
my
to win that.
No.
emotion. But we all knew that Jones was going to win. It's just, did we all expect it? For literally, Jones was going to take Stipe into the 4th round. The 4th round. Old
No,
man
finished
Stipe.
third. He finished third, no?
Yeah, finished third. It was literally not that long to the end of that round.
Yeah, that's the point.
John Jones, the younger, the fresher fighter, who I know he came off of a major injury, was not seen Stipe for like 3.5 years. Came off of a horrific knockout loss.
Yeah.
And look, the first round, John Jones was as close to vintage Jones you could get. Second round, like, you saw the fact that he has physically declined. Obviously, not as much as Stipe, but you can see the slow, physical decline. Obviously, the IQ is still there. His IQ is elite, but physically, he is slowing down. And I'm not surprised he wants the Pereira fight. Look how Pereira fights. It's not as quick. Pereira's very flat-footed when he walks into his punches. Aspinall is in, out, in, out, in, out. The quickness, the speed, the power, explosiveness. Yeah, Pereira has got the power in the punches, but has he got the in, out type of thing? And
yeah, the Pereira Jones fight does nothing for me. It does nothing.
And plus, let's be honest. Like, does the Pereira win do anything for John's legacy? Really?
No, I don't think it does.
No, it's just
did him beating Stipe really add anything to Jones's legacy?
No. All it does is when you go and look at his record at the end of his career, you see Stipe as a name. That's all it is.
Yeah,
that's all it is. That's all it is.
Can I ask you both a question? Is the heavyweight division almost dead in the UFC? And I'll answer it with
That's been for a while. That's been for a while.
If Jones doesn't fight Aspinall, and Aspinall fights the winner of Volkov and Garn,
I don't want to see that,
and he beats them, then there's no one else for him to beat. If he fights Garn and loses, then everyone goes, well, Jones is still the best heavyweight because what Jones did to Garn.
Yes,
and then there's these Ngannou factor out here saying, "Oh, hello, the champ. Remember, I beat Garn
as well."
And I do think Dana has got a vendetta still. Like, Garn, heavyweight champion is bad for business.
Yeah,
if he's the champ.
But hear it again as well, though, guys. If Aspinall beats Jones, then the only other person for him to beat is Garn, and if he beats Garn, then he's clean out of the division. And then if Aspinall loses to Jones, and then Jones walks away into the sunset, whoever wins the belt next is like, if it's Aspinall, Garn wins the belt next, you're like, well, Jones beat both of them.
Yeah,
the heavyweight division is kind of on its way out.
Even like a few years back, it was really Stipe, DC, and Ngannou, wasn't it?
But then Garn came through.
Yeah, even them, but them three was still so far ahead of everyone else underneath. Yeah. You look at it now with Aspinall. Aspinall is so above everyone. I mean, he hasn't fought Cyril Garn yet, which I think, by the way, would be a very interesting fight.
Yes.
So that's the only fight that hasn't happened for him, really. He's beaten Volkov. He's beaten everyone else in that division. So it's
probably Almeida's the only one that he's probably not beaten. Obviously, Pavlovich, that rematch.
Yeah. So it's Aspinall can't. Aspinall, if I'm Aspinall, I don't fight till John Jones. There's no point risking it against
No,
the
no,
guy.
no.
Said,
Definitely
like
not.
he literally said like the two things is like he wants Jones because he wants the Jones fight, but obviously like he wants the belt. He wants the undisputed belt. If Jones has it or not, he wants that belt, the undisputed champ.
I think
And
Dana will
if
strip him
you're
as well.
bending to John Jones, this is where the UFC has to be strong in this position. They cannot let John drag this out.
No, you're right, but guys, if they strip John Jones, it's always going to be a shadow over the division.
It is,
because people are going to be like, that's why I'm with you both. Like, you kind of have to pay Jones the FU money.
You got to. He's gonna have to do it. Yeah, Jones.
Yeah. However,
that's why he's the best bad guy.
UFC
That's
never done it for anyone.
Yeah,
I think FU money. But I believe that the UFC are in such a corner.
There's two fighters they do it for.
But the thing, when has Conor like demanded? If you want me to fight this top contender, I want FU money.
But if
he has, here's a killer. This is where Dana's backed himself into a corner. What's the whole narrative been since Jones' last fight? Jones is the GOAT. Jones is pound for pound number one. If anyone walks into a room with John Jones is walking out. You can't then turn around and say to your Michael Jordan of the sport, we're not paying you the most money.
Well, more like Lance Armstrong, all right?
No, but in Dana's mind, he's the Michael Jordan. So if you're the Michael Jordan in Dana's mind, if you're the Lionel Messi in Dana's mind, who gets the most money? The best, right?
Jones has gotten backed into a corner, which I love, yeah.
Dana's backed himself into a corner, Jay.
And Jones is playing off it, yeah. And this is what I love about
100%.
it. This is what I love about this bad guy, good guy. This is why I know Cap is saying that Dana Pereira and that would be more money. It wouldn't, because the narrative right now is that Aspinall is such the good guy and John Jones is such the bad guy, and everyone wants to see it. And I think it's more of a 50-50 guy. Yeah,
he was the biggest winner out of the whole fight week, the whole build up, the media day. Aspinall was the winner. Jones walking out of the TNT not to speak to Adam Catchell. Yes. Aspinall was the winner. Him getting banned from the press conference, the weigh-in.
It's beautiful. It's great. This is what I want to see from UFC for
the build up. Jones literally walking past his brothers, basically brushing them off to the side.
Yeah.
Aspinall was the winner. Aspinall has been the winner this whole week.
I've been waiting for this.
His profile's just gone up.
I've been waiting for this for so long now.
But I've been waiting for this for so long. To go out of his way to be an arsehole, to be a dickhead. Like, let's be honest, we could pick apart the stuff that Jones has said all throughout this week about what he said or not said about Tom Aspinall. Like, we could pick the narrative apart. I've rewatched the fight twice, once with commentary, once without. I recommend it. Don't watch it with commentary. Don't watch UFC with commentary, guys. I have to say, do not watch UFC with commentary.
Is it that bad?
Shit.
The commentary is shit because
I've told everyone about it.
They've got narratives that they want to paint now.
Yeah.
They want to paint the narratives.
I think
like, oh my God, John Jones is back.
DC's the less biased out of all of them, probably. But John Anik needs to go. I've told everyone this. It's terrible.
That guy, I love John Anik.
Nah, he can go, man.
He's just the Michael Cole of UFC now.
I love that guy.
This is the narrative I've been wanting UFC to run for ages. We got it at last. We've got a fight that the world wants to see happen. It's going to be spoke about every UFC pay-per-view now. Aspinall Jones. And Luke's right. They're going to have to give Jones the money, because the problem with Jones has got, John Jones can't wait too long. He's going to be, he can't wait a year or so, because he's getting close to that 40 mark. And then the problem is that they don't want a 40-year-old John Jones fighting. So,
no,
you know, he watched that fight. I'm going to tell you, if you got Dana in a room quietly and actually spoke to him man to man, he would have hated that main event, because Stipe looked average. He looked like a dead man, and he would hate it. And I don't think he'll want John Jones to look like that against Aspinall. So that's why I think late spring, early summer.
Think about
national fight week.
Yeah, what's that? June, July, isn't it?
Yeah, June, July. You have to keep him out the octagon for no longer than a year.
Yeah. Any longer than that, you got to strip him. You have to strip him. You have to strip him.
And plus, this would be the first time John Jones has actually fought someone several years younger than him.
Yeah.
Several years younger. Think about it, right? Because John Jones said, "Oh, Aspinall's fought no champions." Like he fought Arlovsky, but Arlovsky was washed.
Yeah.
You know, but every person, you know, John on that legacy run, and he beat Shogun to DC.
Well older than him.
Yeah, they were all 5 to 6 to 7 to 8 years older.
Is it Gustafsson the only one that was closest to his age?
Was the only one that was closest to his age.
And again, the only person he fought, if I'm not mistaken, DC was the only one he fought that was unbeaten at the time of fighting him.
Yeah, but now the shoe's on the other foot.
DC won a 205er.
Oh no, he
was a natural heavyweight. He's a natural heavyweight.
And Jones even said he wouldn't fight DC at heavyweight.
No, it's a problem at heavyweight. He said
in TNT, Aspinall's the bigger threat. He knows what's on the line. He doesn't want to be Shogun. Want to be Shogun.
No, he knows what it felt like. That's what he looks at.
He knows what it's going to feel like if he wins. That's why he wants fuck you money.
Yeah.
That's why the UFC going to give him it.
They're going to have to give him it because it's the only fight
because Dana wants it.
Yeah, if Dana wants it, it's going to happen, in my opinion.
If Dana didn't want it...
He's not doing Pereira. He's not doing Pereira.
If Dana really, really, really wants a fight,
it's happening.
Usually happens.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, Pereira might be the biggest star right now, might sell more. But let's be honest, I think the Aspinall fight sells more now off the back.
I don't think the Pereira fight does sell.
No, you're not getting this good guy, bad guy thing. It's the biggest story in UFC right now.
Yeah.
No other story matters. No other story
matters. Mile. If you go through all the divisions, nothing else compares to this right now.
Oh, by the way, if Aspinall wins, Aspinall's next fight would either be Cyril Gane or Pereira defending the title.
Yeah, and plus Pereira's got Ankalaev to think about. Like, come on, like I know, like I've dismissed that.
That's not given. I think Pereira wins, but it's not given.
It's not a gimme fight. No, it's not a gimme fight.
But I'll be honest with you.
I think he walks it down.
I think if Pereira beats Ankalaev and the winner of Jones, and then if the winner of Jones Aspinall versus
and then
the winner
Pereira,
of
makes sense.
Then it makes sense. If Jones fights Pereira after that, then I'm like,
he even said, "Hey, look, if Jones beat Aspinall, I'll give him Pereira." But
he
his
can
next
have
fight,
if
he wants to fight,
he can fight Pantoja if he wants after that.
Yeah,
Aspinall.
And Aspinall, he leaked that text message he got as well, didn't he?
200 grand to the backup fighter.
Yeah, and just to weigh in, he got 200 grand just to weigh in and not drink beer, to a certain time. And
hey, did you hear John Jones' seating arrangements? Obviously, he had to basically push past the brothers, which his interview was hilarious. With Era was like, didn't know who they were, didn't know their history.
I don't think he did. You know, I don't.
Remember, they're NFL. We don't really cover NFL in this country.
So he walked past basically Aspinall's brother's father, then his wife, 2 more seats next to him, and then it was him and his team.
Yeah,
so close. Plus, he made them get up to go. Made them get up just before Jones came out. Go for a pee.
Yeah, it's gotta be. It will happen because Dana wants it to happen. So
it will happen.
Dana just wanted to get this fight over with, and then he's going to give him Aspinall.
Yeah, and John Jones is still just because he won that, he's not pound for pound number 1. He's definitely not pound for pound number 2.
No, not after beating Steve. You can't say because he beats
pound
Steve.
For pound number 4 at the moment. It's not. It's not higher than Ilya.
Well, he's number 2. Didn't he get put in at number 2?
Yeah, it's not high. It's not higher than Ilya, Pereira, or Islam.
I agree.
Purely based on activity of work at the moment.
I think every ranked heavyweight in UFC right now beat that Stipe on the weekend.
Yeah.
Yes.
Agreed.
Oh, facts. Big facts. Even some of the heavyweights.
And may do it quicker than that as well.
He could, and his punch power's gone. It's totally gone.
Yeah. He still lands some good shots. But
the power weren't there. That was the problem.
It's not necessarily the power. I think the power's there. It's the snap's not on it.
Yeah, and he can't move because he can't move into his shot either. He can't step in.
It's just arm shots, isn't it?
Yeah, all arm shots.
Yeah. And plus, before we move, because obviously that footage came out of Aspinall fighting basically the glory heavyweight kickboxing world champ, who's apparently rumored to go to PFL. Which, if the UFC is smart, they get him to come to the UFC because we say that they need new blood. Obviously, him and Tom did a sparring. McGregor, you're a little rat. You're a little snake, you know. You are a little snake. Said that the sparring is shit. Yeah? You're a little rat. You don't want a fellow Brit to win the belt, yeah? I see you.
Yeah.
I see you.
Well, Conor ain't a Brit, to be fair.
Yeah, he would say he's not a Brit.
Like, you're going to get all the Irish after you now, Luke.
Yeah.
Like,
Conor just goes into business for himself. Yeah. What I will say, though, I'm
as
interested
we know,
in
why is he cool? So
yeah. Speaking of another Brit, though, Darren Till is going to be fighting Tommy Fury in Misfits Boxing.
Perfect.
Have you guys seen what Till looks like at the moment?
Yeah.
Oh,
he looks like a lump.
He doesn't look like he's been training for a while.
No,
now, granted, he's not going to be doing MMA training, so he's not going to have to be working takedowns, wrestling. We know about the trouble he's had with his knees. But it depends. Is Till going to be ready for this fight physically, do you guys think?
Well, probably not, and that's why it's Misfits and not a professional sport. But
yeah,
look, Till's just naturally big anyway. Like, he's not like underweight or overweight or anything. He's just naturally a big guy. But
yeah,
the thing is, his knees are done. He probably can't use loose weights anymore because of his knees. So he's probably using like extensions and stuff like that instead. So yeah, this is an intriguing fight, and this is what I thought. I think we all said it last time Tommy Fury fight. This is where he's just got to stay now. Be the king of misfits.
Yeah.
Be the king of misfits. It suits
make a boatload of money.
Yeah, he's going to make more. He's going to make more money. He's going to make more money doing it than he would be pro boxing. So yeah, go for it, Tyson Fury. Tommy Fury, go for what you are, man. Again,
do you think this could catapult Till's career again, though? Because obviously, he's going to
get his ass kicked. So
he's going to get his ass kicked and probably get disqualified, and it'll be a big brawl.
You both think he's definitely going to lose, yeah?
Yeah. Look, I don't like Tommy Fury, but he's a boxer.
Tommy Fury's shit, but
he's a boxer at the end of the day.
But let's be honest, he's got the boxing fundamentals. Like, yes, okay.
Am I buying into the hype here? Am I the only one who thinks that Till's going to win?
Unfortunately, Carl, I think you're on your own on this one, my friend.
I think Till's. I don't think I think Till's just going to get outworked, and it'd be a points decision win.
Yeah,
I think Till's winning.
Let's be honest, right? I just have to, No, I was quite gentle with the cooking for the John Jones because I was using my head rather than my.
I was surprised.
A little bit more of a measured approach because I don't know what people saw after the watch on. My head got hot.
Yeah, Luke, I thought it's a very mature response
after Calvin and Drifty.
Yeah,
my head
had that effect.
I'm not gonna lie. Watching Coppage last night, my head got hot watching that because some of the takes I heard from Drifty and Matt is nothing more than a fucking disgrace. Some of the takes I heard off of that, and I'll be dealing with both of them at a later date because some of the takes were horrible takes. Horrible takes.
Luke never forgets.
With regards to this, Tommy's a bum. He's shit at boxing. The fact that you've gone from wanting to fight for a world title to now on here shows how shit you are. The fact is that you just about beat KSI in the boxing fight is an embarrassment. The fact Jake Paul dropped you is an embarrassment. The fact that you're still undefeated is crazy. But this is your level. Congratulations, Tommy Fury. You have now found your level.
Exactly.
It is boxing or finished MMA fighters and boxing influencers. Because you ain't winning no world title, my friend.
Nope.
Not even winning any British area title because you are only here because your last name is Fury. Mm-hmm. That is it.
Yeah. And he looks good.
Your last name wasn't Fury.
Yeah, he's a good looking guy.
Average bum in a boxing gym. Yeah, that's it. Because you ain't the star. Your dad's the star. Your dad's got the big mouth.
Oh, he's a pretty good.
I've not seen
John Fury.
Frustrates the hell out of me, man.
Since Tyson got his head bounced about by Usyk.
Funny what Till said. He ran him right up.
John Fury.
Yeah, we ran him right up, man.
Hey, someone get John Fury a fight in Misfits without a shit he talks. I'll fight John Fury.
Him versus Mike Tyson.
No, him versus me. I'll fight John Fury. Get me in there with John Fury. I will fight John Fury. I am a fighting man now.
I don't know if I don't know if I want to get the ring with John Fury. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, he's a crazy man. He's a crazy man. Do we think the fight definitely happens? Do you think?
Yeah. And now
I worry about Till. Till's had some really bad injuries, man. I worry about Till. I love Darren Till, but I worry about him.
They gotta have a backup fighter. Surely there's a backup fighter.
It's gonna be Tyron Woodley. LOL.
Adesanya, boys. Looks as though he'll be fighting in February in Riyadh against Imavov. I thought he may go for Bahalio, but it looks like it's going to be Imavov. Now, looking at the rankings, not massively too dissimilar taking both fights. Obviously, Izzy knows he has to fight down because of his last 2 losses. He's currently ranked number 2. Imavov is ranked number 5. Bahalio is ranked number 6. It's a pick and fight. Do you think this is a good matchup for Adesanya?
I don't give a shit. I wish Izzy weren't fighting, to be fair.
You think he should retire?
Yeah, it's done. It's done. Izzy just don't realise it, but he's done.
We were doing so well, Jamie, man.
He's absolutely done. His last fight proved it. I'd actually, if I'm UFC, I get rid of DC and I put Izzy as the commentator alongside John Anik, and that should be his job from there on.
I can have Izzy on comms. I think it's annoying me too much.
Or an analyst or something like that. Like a combat analyst. I'm done with Izzy. Now, what's he going to do? Try and beat some guys that are below him in the rankings, and then can't beat the guys above him in the rankings? Like, what are we doing here?
I do sort of agree with Jamie, not gonna lie, because
this is I didn't expect it today.
Obviously not with the same vim as Jamie.
The show was going so well. Like
I think he is done at the elite level. I do think he is done.
Yeah.
This is a 50-50 fight. If he loses, he is done, and he needs to think about picking fun fights. But if he wins, because I think deep down he's like, I've got one last run for the belt. And let's be honest, if Izzy did turn back the clock and put together a real impressive performance, are you not telling me that you can sell a Strickland rematch or sell the loser of Duplessis versus Hamlet? You telling me you couldn't?
You could sell it
if Izzy got a very dominant win.
I think this version of Izzy loses a Strickland, loses a DDP again, and
I think
the fight to make is Whittaker. If you got to do,
Whittaker trilogy, I could see that.
I've frozen, boys. So I'm gonna come out and come back in.
Yeah. I think that fight potentially, an Izzy Whittaker trilogy, I could definitely see that. I think he would beat Strickland in a rematch. I don't rate Strickland that highly whatsoever.
Neither do I. But I just think because of Strickland's stamina and he's got great cardio and stamina. He always goes forward. He's non-stop with that. I don't think that puts too much pressure on Izzy.
Yeah. Did you hear what Strickland said about Kelvin Gastelum? Said that I sparred Kelvin and Kelvin shit, and the fact is that Izzy took him to a 5th round. Says all I need to know.
Yeah,
wow.
To be fair to Calvin, when him and Izzy had that fight, Calvin was a different class, wasn't he?
Yeah, Calvin was a different class. Yeah.
Well, Calvin, look, we know what's the matter with him. He's never looked after his body well enough. He's never in weight properly. He's never been the best professional. Izzy now is just that he's been out of the ring too long and he's too old.
Yeah, and you know what the interesting thing is, because on that Saudi card it is going to be Shara Bullet versus MVP as well on that card as well. So I think that card's going to be pretty stacked because it's in Saudi, so we know what the Saudis want a good card. So that's definitely going to be.
And Izzy's 36 when they fight.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just don't.
Yeah, so it'd be very interesting to see. And no one's really capped GTO Frank. No one's checking for Izzy nowadays. We've got Alex. Yeah. Izzy's had his time at the top and as champion. I don't think he becomes a champion again. And he's in a really difficult position because he can't
ain't
cut down to 170.
and he can't go out
And
to 205.
he ain't jumping up to 205. So he's in a really tough predicament. I think he retires in the next 2 years.
Yeah,
Personally, I think his career is winding to a stop.
I just don't want Izzy to do what other legends have done.
I don't want to do like an Anderson Silva.
Yeah, and just keep fighting for the sake of it.
Yeah, so I think
is he beating Hamzat? No,
God, no.
So like if Hamzat wins a title
in rematch, no.
I don't
Could he
think
beat Strickland? Yes.
Yeah, Strickland's that fit. Like you can see Strickland beating him again. You can see him beating Strickland, but I don't think he's beating DDP. DDP's just too awkward.
Yeah,
and Hamzat. So he's just going to take fighters that he would never take on in his career usually. Unfortunately for him, and they're going to be up for it. Is he going to be 100% up for it as the fighters he's going to be fighting? That's the issue here. And that's the problem. Is he really going to be up for these fights? Because them fighters are going to be looking at Izzy going, right, Izzy's now broken, is he? Getting him on my resume would be beautiful. Is Izzy going to have that same kind of...
Is he going to have the Anderson Silva on the way out?
Yeah, I just don't see Izzy beating DDP again. I don't see him beating Hamzat. What does he do? I think the time he went up to 205, that's the time that killed him.
Yeah, but he dared to be great. He dared to be great, which we commend fighters for. I think at the time when he went up, we were in the middle of the pandemic. You know, he deserved a shot to face Jan Blachowicz. Didn't get the job done, and since then he's been a bit up and down since then. But
we all love him, but I love Izzy, but I just don't like fighters fighting when there's no need no more. Your career's done. You've had a great career. You'll be 36 with your next fight against bums that want to beat you. So
2025, I predict Izzy may retire.
Question here, guys.
No.
If Pereira decides to hang up the gloves next year, which I think could potentially happen if he beats Ankalaev and doesn't get the Jones fight or Aspinall fight, does Adesanya move up to 205 and have success?
No, it's too old. It's too old.
He doesn't. If he could really bulk,
his rhythm's
205 properly, then possibly. But like, look when he fought Blachowicz, he just
and that was in his prime.
What Trent leaving? W Trent. What?
I don't.
Is that?
I look at Izzy went up to 205 in his absolute prime when he was the king of the middleweights and got smoked.
He didn't get smoked.
Did he get knocked out?
He lost a very tight.
No. He
lost
a
decision.
He got
he lost 3-2 on points.
Yeah, he got dropped.
And
that's against a bum. Against a bum 205.
He got taken down in the 5th round.
Yeah, bum 205. Yeah, I just don't like. Yeah. I don't see a 36-year-old Izzy who's now not got that same sharpness, that same quickness, beating anyone in 205, like anyone. No one.
So
I mean, I hope I'm right. I'd love to see a turn back time prove me wrong, but I think I've got more chance to see Father Christmas.
Sorry, Cal.
No, you guys aren't, but we're here now.
Yeah.
Which made nice to see about Izzy. We picked him up, but
very well mannered today.
Yes, I might have thought I ain't sworn or anything.
Yes, don't swear.
We love Izzy, but we just think he's come to the end of his career.
That's fair. That's fair. And do you think he beats Imavov or you don't?
50-50.
It's 50-50 fight, but our up for it is Izzy Gabby. That's my worry.
Yeah.
That's my worry.
A motivated Izzy will get it done. If he's not motivated, then
I don't think Izzy was motivated enough to beat DDP, and he was a champ.
Oh, I just think he was motivated. I just think DDP was better.
He just didn't. His wrestling and jiu-jitsu are on point.
Yeah, it's difficult for him, man.
Speaking of someone, sorry, go on, Jay.
I'd say it happens to all these. Look, he had the one of the greatest runs in middleweight history. Him and Anderson Silva, you can debate it. Who's the best ever? He's had a great run, a great career, and now, you know, like natural things, it's coming towards an end. And I don't think we want to see Izzy get hurt badly in the ring. You know what I mean?
I hear it, and that's fair. That's fair. Speaking of someone who's on the other end of the career, and that's Bo Nickal, who actually got booed out of the building. I'm gonna ask, guys.
Overrated.
Is everyone being too...
Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Even Kel's computer was bored of Bo Nickal. Jamie, you're doing a drift for Brazil, Uruguay. Watch long in 5 minutes. No, I don't think I am.
I'm going to bed after this.
Yeah,
That might not survive after tonight. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah. Throw out the window.
Yeah, it might get worse than that. Is he being too harshly treated, and is the UFC doing a bad job of building him up? At 6, remember this was his 7th fight, I think.
Yeah,
When you look at the greats, guys, 7 fights in, John Jones, Anderson Silva, they weren't fighting on this stage, and they weren't fighting this level of competition.
They also weren't I think so. This is what I think. I would say I said this in a WhatsApp group. I think the fans are cottoning on now to the company's stooges.
Yeah.
And are going against the grain. And that's why Aspinall got so massively cheered. You'd have thought we was in London or something, the way Aspinall got cheered, you know, when they said that fight would definitely happen. And with Bo Nickal, John Jones after 7 fights, weren't he on the UFC 100 prelims? He weren't like booked like this. And the fans are looking and going, you're just a UFC stooge, and they're trying to push you to the moon. We all see it. We don't believe in it, and we don't think you're that good. And we're going to let you know that. And they're giving him sensible fights to make him look better.
He criticised him on commentary, and Bo Nickal didn't particularly like that.
Yeah, he's a prick. He's an absolute prick.
So to cut you, John Jones's 7th fight was Andre Gusmao, and that was on UFC 87. But I think that again prelim.
That's what I'm saying. The fans have cottoned on. They've cottoned on to stooges. He shouldn't be on main card. Cal. He should always.
No, I agree. That's what I'm saying. Is this the fault? That's what I'm saying. Is this the fault of the UFC as opposed to?
Yeah, and that's why they're going against him. I take it to WWE. I know people hate this shit, but fans booed Roman Reigns for years because it's not because they didn't like him. They just knew he was Vince's stooge, and they're building him up to make something. You got to like him. And with Bo Nickal, it's so obvious that he's the company's pet, and they're trying to make something special of him. And he's a very limited fighter. He's a very basic fighter, and the crowd are realizing that. They're realizing that. Paul Craig was getting cheered, and he was terrible.
Yeah, Paul Craig was shit.
But the fans know how shit he is, and they know then that UFC are not behind him to push him to the moon. So when you look at Paul Craig and you look at Bo Nickal, why is Bo Nickal getting pushed and Craig not? There's no difference between them.
Because
Bo
it's a machine, is
man.
The elite American wrestler. For me, I do place this more on the blame of the UFC.
Big up to Ghost in the comments. I don't want no smoke with John Jones, bro. I'm just putting it out there. I think that should be.
I'll dress up in a blonde wig for him. Cool. Moving on. Not talking about Lance Armstrong tonight. He's had enough airtime. With regards to Bo Nickal, I do think he is being pushed. I think they're dubbing him as like the next John Jones, the high school wrestler, the super elite wrestler. The rest of his game is just not there. The striking's not there.
But it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be after 6
Shouldn't
fights.
be. Yeah, again, he did get a knockout in the last fight before, but it was the weirdest ass knockout ever. Like, it's so awkward, it's so clumsy, And hey, Paul Craig ain't no slouch. Like this guy
Yeah.
was teetering on. This guy's like literally outside the top 15.
Well, there's a
of
conversation
middleweight.
at one point that Paul Craig was a fight or two away from fighting for the 205 belt.
And do you know who Bo Nichols reminded me of? Edmund Shabazian. Remember that guy?
It's funny
The
you
young
said that.
prodigy, training with Ronda, super hyped. Got the rocket strapped to him. I think didn't he meet like a top level guy a little bit too soon?
Yeah.
And got humbled real quick. And since then, he's
I think
been
it was
up
Derek
and down.
Brunson.
Yeah, Derek Brunson basically gave him a bit of a reality check. And since then, he's been very up and down ever since. He's not been able to recapture that hype. So, and plus, it's just I know Avi raves about him a lot. Shout out Blue Chip Avi,
Shout out Avi.
friend of the channel. I know he really rates him. He needs to make serious improvements because DC said like he ain't ready for Hamzat. He ain't ready for him. To be fair, Bo Nickal even admitted that he's not ready for Hamzat yet, but he's not ready. He's still very green, and the fact that he's fighting on main cards, on a John Jones card, the main card,
Yeah, it's not good.
It's not good for him because all he's going to do is just get him booed.
It's not good for the organization either. Like when you think of
the thing is, based on this performance, he's only going up. His challenges are only going to get harder now. He's not going to fight some nobodies now.
I think they've got to pull him back a little bit. Personally,
yeah, of course.
They have to.
Of course,
if they don't, then it's
cheek of Bilal Muhammad. Yeah, to say that to start slagging off.
Yeah, Paul Craig.
Paul Craig, mate, he's got more finishes than you in your UFC career. Yeah, so I suggest you pipe down. He's only been to decisions 3 times of his career. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah, but it's
ironic. I think the last 2 wins were both by
wrong
decision.
messenger. Yeah, it's
so
the wrong
don't
message
shoot the
by
messenger,
Bilal.
yeah? You're going to get smoked your next fight. So settle down.
Do you think Bo Nickal fights in the pay-per-view next fight?
Yeah. It's UFC's guy. Just like Sean O'Malley's the UFC's pet project. Think about how many pet projects they've got at the moment. Nickal, O'Malley.
I feel like they're really trying to build that next American star, but it feels so manufactured at the moment.
And trust me, we know if a UFC don't like you. Aljamain Sterling's fighting on the prelims, by the way.
Yeah, that is great. That fight with him and Evloev is crazy.
Ron Gracie is opening the main card of UFC 310.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Ron Gracie.
Can you? I don't know what it is, but it looks to me like Dana's trying to give unknowns pay-per-view points, which I don't get.
No, they don't get pay-per-view points, but they usually throw a curveball on the main card as a fight that they think could be a banger, but they're 2 lesser known names. Like it was Shane Burgos was quite famous for that. He'd be on a card and he'd produce banger after banger of fights, whether it be against Edson Barboza or Billy Q. Bo and Paul Craig was always going to be a stand-up fight because both of them were wary of each other's grappling, but neither of them are great stand-up fighters. So even the matchmaking, I don't even know if the matchmaking made sense in hindsight.
They should have known what that fight was going to be like when you match them up. I just want Bo Nickal to get absolutely destroyed in his next fight.
Do you?
Oh, I want him smashed.
I think he needs to be a little bit humbled, and I think this whole experience as a whole, hopefully, will make him go back to the drawing board.
I want him smashed. I want him smashed so bad that he never comes back.
I don't mind Bo.
Done with him. I'm sick of boring fighters.
The fight before, he was actually okay.
I was going to say,
that was still boring though. It's even the most boring knockout I've ever seen. I mean, it's just, I'm sick of him, man.
But are you sick of him because he's being pushed down?
No, he's crap. He's crap. He's shit.
He's not. Yeah, he's not better than a 7.
The fact that Sterling is getting embarrassed by being put on prelims, and this Nickal geezer, who is not an entertaining fighter, is on events now and taking over pay-per-views and fight nights, and
being
on
on
main
being on the
card.
press conference and all that as well.
Yeah, I hope he gets exposed like a page 3
Yeah.
model, man.
Yeah, so literally. So I'm just having a look, right? Since Bo Nickal's been fighting on the cards, fought on John Jones Garn, submission win, beat Valentina Woodburn by TKO,
Yeah.
beat Cody Bromwich by submission rear naked choke. So he's been getting wins and finishes. Pickett's
Yeah,
no
Cody-
slouch.
The Cody Brundage fight weren't great though. I remember us
Bromwich
watching.
went great, got the submission win.
Boring.
What card was the Brundage fight on again, Luke?
300. So he's
Oh,
fought
yeah.
big cards.
He
fought
was on the
Jones
main. Hold on, he
cards.
was on the main card of
Yeah,
300 as well.
yeah. Remember, he was meant to headline the prelims, and they promoted him to the opener of the pay-per-view.
Yeah, he got the
Shit,
opener.
yeah,
Yeah,
didn't he? Oh,
Remember, he was meant to be the headliner of
did he
prelims, and they promoted him.
Aljamain Sterling?
Yeah, and Sterling went into the main event of the prelim
Oh,
for 300.
my days. Okay, yeah.
So Sterling, as a former champion of his weight, has been main evented pay-per-views
He
and
could
fight night.
potentially be fighting soon for a second belt.
Yeah, and got put on a prelim for 300 for Bo Nickal.
Yeah, because Aljamain Sterling beat Calvin Cater by
I'm
unanimous decision.
gonna recap UFC 300 for you guys because I've forgotten. Jalen Turner and Moicano was in the early prelims. That should have been ahead of that.
Figueiredo and Cody Garbrandt.
Yuri and Rakic was on the prelims, guys.
Yeah.
To be fair, that card was pretty stacked.
It
was, but come on, Bo versus Brundage shouldn't have been ahead of Yuri and Rakic.
This is what I'm saying. The fans realised now that Bo is a company guy, and they don't want to see him.
Yeah,
They
that's what I mean. Davy's just getting it all wrong, man.
Yeah,
just don't mess up on that.
And his arrogance, like, didn't he say he could beat Hamzat?
Yeah, he's definitely retracted that statement now, though. But yeah, for him to say that in the first place is crazy.
Hamzat would take him down and squash him. Like, he'll squeeze the life out of him.
So I don't think Hamzat would even try and take him down. I just think Hamzat would batter him.
Just batter him, yeah.
So, boys, gonna wrap up. Have you guys got anything you want to promote? Anything coming out soon?
I've got Thursday night, obviously. Me and the Coffee Boys on my Big Up channel, safe space. We're going to talk about everything Liverpool, tactical breakdowns, transfers, and I think we're going to have to talk about this Klopp situation that's been going today.
Really?
Yeah, it's going to get nasty. I know.
Yeah, you and Just are good friends now. It might not be this Friday morning.
We'll have a little convo and see what we can come up with.
Yeah, I'd brace him for that conversation, James. It might turn out ugly.
But I'll start it and I'll let you lead. That's what I do.
Luke, what you got coming up, bro?
Yeah, so I'm now off work for a week, so more content will be out on the channel. I'll probably do like my final review on the John Jones, Aspinall, Stipe, the FU money, stuff like that. I'll also do a separate video on why Michael Chandler is the dirtiest fighter in the UFC and why he should not be getting BMF title fights.
Whoa. What did he do?
It's the dirtiest fighter.
Back
it's
in
the
the
dirtiest
head.
fighter in the game, man.
What, Michael Chandler?
Yes.
I don't know. I just think he gets
the
ahead
dirtiest
of
fighter
himself.
in the game at the moment.
What did he do?
Check out did you not see what he did in the Charles fight? What he's done in the Dustin fight?
I didn't see him do anything in the Chandler fight.
He was hit back in the head in the Charles fight. The cage grabbing stuff. I wouldn't say that.
What the grabbing the cage, the shots to the back of the head. The Dustin fight, literally pouring blood into his mouth.
Luke Rockhold did that, and everyone cheered him for it.
Yeah, so basically, I'll probably touch on why Chandler is at the moment. Is basically, congratulations, you found Nate Diaz again. Congratulations. So I'll be touching on that, and plus much more.
Oh, Chandler fan.
Chandler's Nate Diaz.
Yeah,
Nate Diaz, a fan favorite that gets battered about.
Yeah, Chandler found his level in Bellator. Let's face it.
Yeah, found his level in the UFC, getting his ass whooped. That's all he got.
Came to the UFC too late.
Yeah, Chandler's got beaten.
He's here for a short time, not a long time.
Yeah,
he
did say that.
That's it. And more. And then obviously I'll probably touch on Figueiredo Piotr Jan this weekend.
Yes, big fight.
Early morning. Probably won't be able to do a watch on because I have sofas being ordered during the day. So
What time? That's on Saturday morning, right?
Sunday. Was it Saturday or Sunday?
Oh, is it?
Where is it? Is it in Japan?
Please say
Macau.
Sunday. Please say Sunday.
Saturday, 11 a.m.
Fuck. No, I'll try and get the Hoover. Oh no, might not be able to do it. I've got sofas being ordered, so probably
I won't be able to do that.
Where is it? In Japan, is it?
Macau.
Asia.
Where?
Macau,
Asia.
I think, it's not too just outside China, I think.
Yeah,
Oh,
it'll be a
right.
decent time, but I've got sofas being delivered, so probably won't be able to do it. But yeah, but I'll try to do more pre-records. I'll try and get some other guests onto the channel to talk about Jones and stuff like that, because I think the UFC is slowly winding down. Gonna start building up to UFC 310 as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, just keep an eye out.
Did you talk about Diaz being taken off the card?
No, Dana said that it's not true. He's still on the card.
Oh, is it true? That'd be a good fight. I was looking forward to that fight.
Yeah, it's still on the card. So
That'd be a
I'm
good
worried
fight,
about
that.
that. I think Vicente is going to really hurt Diaz.
It's Nick Diaz, ain't it?
Yes, Nick.
How many fights has Nick? When was the last Nick Diaz fight?
Yeah, Robbie
Robbie
Lawler.
Lawler.
And he looked shit.
And it wasn't good. Wasn't good.
I'm sick of these old boys coming in. Go retire, stay retired. Don't give them fights.
Problem is they didn't get enough money when they were fighting. Now they're still having to fight.
Yeah, that's why I always said the UFC should pay these guys off so they never have to fight again.
Yeah,
it's not like they can't afford it.
Exactly. But people, we are going to wrap up there. As always, been a pleasure. Shout out to everyone who's been in the comment section. If you haven't already, please do smash the like button. Go shout out a few people: CJ, Kickers, Jabba, Chapman, Hassan, Owen, Cap, you Crud, Dougie, Tron, Skills, Ghost, A9, Sony. Big up yourselves, all of you. If you're not doing anything now, guys, make sure you head over to Big Up Drift's doing Brazil versus Uruguay, if I'm not mistaken. I think that started or it's about to start. So go and head over there and go and support Drift, guys, on Big Up. That is bigup.com, and you'll see Drifty TV there. Boys, another show in the books. It's always a pleasure doing content with you guys. Much appreciated. And yeah, may have something coming out for you guys tomorrow. If not, I'll be back on Thursday. So make sure you look out for that. And yeah, boys, pleasure. People in the comments, pleasure as well. Until we see you next time, take care, everyone.